Hello everyone, this is Leimomi Ashtekele and welcome to my Leimomi TV series where I share amazing tips to align to your soul. And this is the first day where I'm going to actually go live on a regular in the next week or so, or next couple of weeks, where I'll be sharing my new Aligned Livestream Series, where I'll share ways that I've helped my clients get back into alignment in their soul when they're having a bit complicated situations or issues that they are not able to solve, that others as well as healers or mentors are not able to solve. And I'll kind of go into some stories about how my clients have broken through and transformed different things in their life, in different areas of their life, and how that kind of looks like. And I'll also be sharing each day on various topics that you really do not want to miss, because some of these topics are pretty hot topics that most people ask me or have been going through this with their clients or with themselves. So here are a few sneak peek topics that I'm going to be talking about. And today I'm going to talk about why being in your feminine is the key for effortless sales. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. But other topics that I'm going to talk about is how I let go of overgiving and started receiving more than ever, how I built a business that pays me to travel, being a present mama, and leading with my soul. Another topic I'm going to talk about is the high ticket model that changed everything for me, and why low ticket burnout is not your fault. The new rich woman is awaiting, she's creating wealth with pleasure, peace, and purpose. And all of the replays that will go up will be up for 30 days, because obviously it's live streams that I'm going to be doing on my Facebook groups and also here on my pages. And that's basically when you do live streams, that's the rule. So yeah, you can come and listen to the replays. I am thinking of actually repurposing some of these as well, making these very short and sweet so that you can also access on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't been on there yet, go to Leimomi Kuli and just search in YouTube and subscribe, and you get some of my amazing live streams. I'm going to be putting those content on my YouTube channel as well. So if you want to listen in, then come and subscribe, and also, come to my page and like my page. My business page is where I share all of these amazing tips. So today I'll be sharing why being in your feminine is the key to effortless sales, and how that really look like. So if you're new to me, put new. If you've been here for a while and you really love what I share, then feel free to share with me again where you're listening from, and if there's any kind of questions that you have along the way, feel free to drop it below. And I'll try to keep this short and sweet, maybe 15 to 20 minutes at most, to kind of give you a really short but sweet information that you may be needing. So there's a few things that I wanted to cover about why being in your feminine is the key to effortless sales. And the one thing that you're going to have to learn in this is how to use magnetism instead of hustle in order to create that and trust factor, and bringing people to you rather than you chasing others. And I also share how most of my aligned clients came and changed as they did this work and magnetism, and how they were able to do less and by actually bringing people to them rather than chasing them. I also will share more about how I heal burnout and called in more aligned sales to me by just being me and getting paid to be me, and how that kind of looks like. So why being in your feminine is so important right now in the key to effortless sales is because most of the marketing and sales out there is actually bro marketing, or is based upon templates or even AI templates that actually pushes some of your ideal people away from you rather than captivating to you. And so this is what we call feminine magnetism and feminine radiance that's really important for you to master in order to start bringing the more ideal people to you. And so they become your teamies, they become your clients, and they become part of your community and even maybe biz partner with you. So if you don't know what I do, I basically am a soul alignment mindset coach, biz coach, high ticket affiliate marketer. And so a lot of the things that I do is bringing people to me rather than I'm chasing them, and by sharing my expertise. So as a projector, as a 6'2" self-projected projector, if you know what it is in human design, I meant to speak my truth and share the knowledge and stuff, and then that's how people come to me. And so most of the time I'm not really doing anything but just responding to people once they have invited me into their world, or they came into my world as well. And so I'm always looking for ways of how I can be in alignment first, rather than being inward into myself, rather than being outwardly at most. So not a lot of people see me until they see my video on accident, or a friend recommended them to me as well. So the way I do things is actually the very opposite of the way that we've been taught in marketing and sales. And so your personal brand is really important, and standing out with your message and your mission, and sharing it with your reels or your posts and stuff is so important to come from a very feminine magnetism place, because there's so much masculine sales strategies out there that is kind of outdated, where you're going cold DMs, just finding anybody, whoever, like talk back to you. And that's really like the worst thing you can do right now, because the way that people want to be sold to or market to is the total opposite of the way it used to be 10 years ago. And so have you ever felt like you're like doing all the things, you're posting, you're planning, you're pushing, and you're still not seeing really the income or the freedom you desire? And let's really talk about this, because this is really what you're really missing, is that feminine energy behind what you do. So I want to share a story about my kind of moments of burnout and over efforting and trying to get others to like me, rather than trying to just be myself. And so for the first couple of years of how I showed up, it was definitely like was very different. And so this is why I got a lot of clients very quickly. I made my first 100K and 6 figures the first couple of months in my business, and I was able to really bring people to me in a way that was very different. And so people really were magnetized by my presence. And so the things that I used to share as well was completely the opposite of what everybody else is sharing online as well. So because I stood out, this is how I was able to use my feminine magnetism to bring people to me rather than I'm chasing them. Is I just spoke about topics that were really hot, very high converting, that people were really wondering about, which is bringing spirituality into business, or multidimensionality into business. So I'm here in beautiful Malaysia, and right now this is where we're at, and every time we always travel to different countries, and we're actually about to leave here probably in a few more days. And so before I was traveling, I had my own unique message, which was basically, being aligned to your soul is more important than the strategies or things that you want to create. And so most people were saying like you have to like show up and post X, Y, and Z so many times a day. And for most people, especially like mamas like me, like we have a lot of different things that's going on. And so doing that on a regular and posting all the time was really not ideal. But that was actually how you got people to find you, was being posting online all the time. But now it's a bit different. Now it's like people really want genuine authenticity. They want to see you in your funny version of yourself. They want to see your excited version of yourself, and that energy behind the scenes, rather than just what they see on the surface. And so creating a vlog or creating video series like this is actually very, very beneficial for you to show your femininity and show your radiance that most people don't get to see on a regular. So when I started out, I just live streamed every day. I actually shared my message and used my voice a lot to teach people what that looks like to be in their feminine more than their masculine. And my approach was basically you show up and you share what comes through you by speaking your truth. And that more authentic voice is what actually brought me so many more people that were attracted to me by just speaking my truth and letting others as well speak their truth, whether it was, making a live stream series of other people talking about, different topics and stuff. And that was really ideal for my audience to hear and see. And so I was leveraging on other people's audiences. I was getting into podcasts and TV shows or radio shows and stuff to get people to hear me. So definitely a bigger approach is going out there and just talking and creating even a live stream series like this so that people can really feel your feminine presence. And as a woman, we have kind of forgotten how to be that bright version of ourselves and kind of get drowned out into the noise. So when I was giving so much effort at the times as well in my business and showing up with these live streams and whatever, like I definitely burnt out by doing all the time, because at the time I didn't know I was a self-projected projector, or that I was the kind of person that I need to be invited first in order to share. But now I understand how that works, which is I need to share my knowledge, I need to share what my genius is, and then naturally people comes to me. And that is what I've been doing all these years, is doing that approach instead of trying to like DM 100 people and then hope that I get a sale by speaking to people who didn't even know who the heck I am, right? So my clients also did the same. And so when I found that they were doing like marketing techniques that really weren't aligned to your soul, I definitely had them change their messaging and change their way that they speak in their superpower. And so the reason that you may be burning out is because you're not speaking from your superpower and your energy of who you are at soul level. Instead, you're using your coach's energy, or you're using someone else's words, even AI, for example, that really isn't truly aligned for you to really call your people in. So that's how you can be over efforting and burning out, is because you're not sharing what's unique, your unique voice that everyone wants to hear and see. And so you're kind of in this masculine trap of overdoing so much in the business rather than allowing yourself to flow and allowing it to come through you. And definitely I have been doing that recently too as well, because we had the biggest launch ever, and then realizing that a lot of what I needed to do to attract the right people to me was a bit opposite of the way that the launch went. So despite it was a pretty successful launch, for me it wasn't that calling in the right people that I really wanted to work with, because the people that I work with are already successful. They've already they're really good at marketing and sales, and they're leaders at their own right. And so I didn't realize that a lot of the messaging behind it was calling in beginners, and it was calling in people who really don't understand soul alignment in this fashion. So it's a bit harder for me to convert them compared to someone who saw those videos and were like really felt that beginning stages. And for my clients and myself, like I work with leaders, so it's a bit different. So it was like a learning experience that I put myself in this overdoingness in the business, rather than really targeting who I really want to talk to, which obviously for me is something like this, where I can share a live stream, I can introduce concepts that is really for my person, which is all about feminine energetics and feminine magnetism, which is all about desire, pleasure, and energy. And so when you're trying to magnetize and bring people to you, it's really important to really feel into their desires and feel into how you are feeling as well before you energetically show up. And so we tend to forget that because it's online. When you're in person, it's a bit different, but when you're online, you have to remember that how you magnetize people to you is actually from the energy of how you speak your truth and your authenticity, your voice, your message. And so sharing that flow or energy that comes through you is really important, how you show up for that. I also want to share how I changed when I was starting to align to being more in a restful state and receiving. And so this is the part that we usually don't do before we do things in our business. We don't spend the time to really align to the energetics and actually like taking a step a little bit back and allowing myself to receive. And so people get stuck here where they actually do in the masculine, and they never really have the balance of the rest so that they can actually receive. So since I've had, a lot of huge things come in my life, where I've had over 15 different people in my life who have died recently. I've had, baby that was getting sick all the time. And by the way, I actually had baby get sick this past couple of days, and so I had to like change my entire schedule and change this more into an Aligned series instead of it being my masterclass all about creating a life that you dream of. And I'm going to still do that, but I think I'm going to tweak it a bit differently. But after I rested and received, and actually I've lost a lot of weight in the past like couple months, and what I noticed how I was able to lose the weight was actually through resting a lot, like taking long naps a couple times a day, and being in myself and my inner world, and meditation and journaling and doing mindset work and stuff, and doing those things in between when I share my message or whatever I'm posting online. And that doing that aligned action of resting and receiving has been much more beneficial, because that was how I magnetized a lot of leads to me. So when, for example, when I was meditating and I was listening to some alignments and rewiring my beliefs around certain things, or new downloads that are coming in, I was just only listening to the recordings. I think that like four or five different recordings. And just because I was doing that, I had a team member, she shared with me that she has more sales coming in, which obviously I'm leveraging from and helping her as well. The sales came in that way without me even doing anything in particular, when I was doing that inner work, and when I was getting in alignment to my soul and stuff like that too as well. So a lot of times that the things that you need to do is actually the energetics, such as that. And being in the receiving and resting is actually how you get into your femininity while you are doing the strategies that really is aligned for you as well. So obviously you still want to post, you still want to show up and do all the normal things like do your webinars or whatever, but you want to make sure that there is the feminine energetics that's behind what you're doing. So yeah, that's one example of how a 5K, 10K sale can come through, is just by doing things that are more inward, to delete or to release what's not in alignment for you as well. So for me, a lot of losing weight, a lot of releasing old patterns, allowing the stuff that is karmic that's leaving my body, all of those things are all happening all at once. My bonus tip is share this embodiment practice that I like to do, like kind of like a ritual that I like to do. And a lot of it is a lot of stillness and intention setting. So if you ever come to my house, you're going to see a lot of post-its on the wall. And I put a lot of my intentions in front of me on post-its to make sure that I remember, what are the things that I need to focus on or embody first. And so what you can do is you can make a meditation or post-its on the wall that really remind you of the particular energetics that you want to be doing and intentionally setting in your femininity. And that may be dance for you, that may be eating good food that you love, or a good drink that you love on a regular, and that become part of your routine. But energetically being in alignment to your femininity is the first step, where you're really in alignment to your truth, your authenticity. Maybe it's meditating or doing yoga as a practice. Maybe it's just taking a moment for you to feel, because most of your day is really like crazy with the kids, like for me too as well. It can be very, very crazy. So I want you to see that the energetics that you need to do is actually taking steps towards embodying what you're saying and preaching. So getting in touch with the flow, before you go live, like meditating or doing breath work or something like that, is really important part of your practice. And slowing down a bit or taking a pause. So if you really want to unlock your feminine power and learn how to sell through magnetism instead of force, go deeper into this topic even more, then DM me the word magnetic, and I'll send you a link to book a personalized soul marketing power words type of session where I really help you uncover some particular words that your type of soul likes to speak and share its truth, because everybody has a superpower, that energy of who you are at soul level, and when we are not speaking from that superpower, this is why our femininity, magnetism isn't activated, why we don't feel motivated or procrastinating or any of those kind of symptoms that obviously is not in alignment to you. And getting back into your voice and what that feels like and looks like is really important. We have very particular words that I so like to speak and share, and so if you're not speaking on those particular topics that's really aligned to your superpower, you can actually be repelling the right people to you instead of actually bringing the right people to you, because if you just use very particular words that's much more aligned to your type of soul type, you will start to notice that people really, really resonate with your message, and they will start to reach out to you and be activated by you and wanting to work with you. And it doesn't feel forceful. It feels like you're just magnetizing that type of person to you. An effortless flow, basically. I call it like feminine flow, basically, when you are really in alignment to your superpower and you're speaking directly to your person, and it really brings your person to you rather than you having to chase them and then try to prove what you do is going to help them, whether it's a product or a service that you're providing. It's really important to come from that magnetic feminine essence and that feminine flow. So yeah, I have my soul marketing power words that I just shared today. You can just look on below this probably a live stream where I share what that is and how we really unlock your voice when you feel like there's a blockage around your throat chakra, and how to remove that by actually speaking from your superpower and the soul marketing power words that's really aligned for your type of soul type. So if you really want to do that session, it's $555 in US dollars, obviously because I'm from America. And I'm taking a few spots to do that recordings for you. It's recordings where I share your specific words that's aligned to your superpower. The first recording is all that particular words that is specific to you, that really will attract and magnetize people and communicate better with your team, with your partner, with your husband, with your children, by knowing those particular words. And that's how you actually communicate better, is by radiating that energy. And I think the first recording is that, and the second recording is actually around your teaching you actually, once you hear those words, then you're going to want to know what particular words is your own channeled words. So I teach you in the second recording how to channel those words yourself, so that you can continue this on your own as a leader. And yeah, that's what's most aligned for you. So if that really resonates with you, feel free to DM me, magnetic, and let's get you to have that personalized recording for yourself that you can listen over and over and over again, and really unlock your voice and your truth by speaking those particular words to your audience and to your partner or anyone around you. It's really, you can use the soul marketing powers in every part of your life. That's going to be really transformational, knowing those particular words that your specific soul type is meant to share. So if that resonates with you, again, feel free to DM me or drop the little magnetic, and I'll get you started with that. I have a whole bunch of April sales that's coming through. So if you want to work with me, some of my services is a little bit discounted, or it has a deadline. So make sure you jump on in any of these offers this month. And in the end of the month, I have a new May mentorship that's coming up. So if you've been, again, wanting to go deeper into getting mentorship with me, or biz partnering with me in getting high ticket sales, then you definitely want to watch the webinar and see what the next steps are for that. Otherwise, come listen to the next Aligned Livestream Series. I'm thinking to do it every other day. I'm not sure yet because of baby. She's still sick. But I want to start this Aligned series to really start to give you guys ideas on what you can do. And today was all about feminine magnetism. And I hope that was helpful for you. So anyway, hope you guys all have a beautiful day. And I'll talk to you all soon. Aloha.